Welcome back or welcome front if it's the first time joining us. I am Joshua with Weird Gaming Adventure, and with me, as always, is Gospel. How's it going, my friend?
It's going well. It's been a week.
It has been a week, literally like 7 days.
Yes, literally just 7 days. Nothing out of the ordinary happened this week for me at least, and so it's just it's not been a hard week. It's not been an easy week. It's just been a week.
Well, it wouldn't be a week if I wasn't having some sort of technical difficulties. I had to jump on the webcam. My mic may be having some issues. It's another day.
Another day, another technical problem.
That's right. You think that I wasn't like a radio host.
It's like, man, this guy is a radio host. It's like,
I need an engineer in here stats like to take care of some crap.
do you guys have a engineer on your radio show?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So until COVID came, like we would go into the studio and so we didn't have to worry about anything. Walk right in, put on a smile and good to go. Then once COVID came, I actually had to hire an engineer to come into my studio and on my own time, by the way. And then it would get like ported to the station and pushed on.
Your
So,
uh, your microphone might have COVID.
is my microphone having COVID?
Yeah.
I'm hating things so hard right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's
Let me
go ahead.
let me fix some things. In the meantime, Gospel, why don't you tell us what you've been doing this week in gaming?
Yeah, so let's see. Last week I played Book of Travels, which was interesting. We'll probably keep playing it, but casually. I played some more Ascension, and I played some more Conquest of Azeroth because they're good games, especially Conquest of Azeroth. Well, especially Ascension. The whole thing is just really good, but they're different games.
Yep.
And yeah, I did some re-rolling on Project of Ascension, Project Ascension. I'm trying to not get them confused now. And I can still not get Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire in my build, which I really really wanted. So having some RNG issues.
So let me ask you about that. How's my mic sound?
Sounds great.
Okay. So let me ask you about that. What's your thoughts on paying for extra chances?
Paying for extra chances?
Right, RNG rolls for
Um,
more rolls.
Well, in a way, you kind of can. So,
Hmm.
like in Project Ascension, they have specializations, right? So, you buy a tome, and then you get another set of skills that like are up to your level. So, if you're 60, you just get like the number, whatever number of skills it is to get to 60, and then you can switch between the specializations. So specialization one, you could be like, I don't know, a melee warrior type. Specialization two could be like ice mage or something, frost mage type builds. So you can have two different types of builds on the same character and switch between them as long as you have the specialization tomes.
Gotcha. So is this is the second season that you've played Project Ascension, correct?
It's more like I think the third. So I
Okay.
played before, and I didn't think I did. I guess it was like Area 52 or something similar to Area 52. It might
Right.
have been before they brought in RNG skills, and I leveled to 60 that way, and that was fun. And then they have like this like roguelike mode. I forget what they call it. It was like a fell fire mode or something like that. Basically, you would start off as like a level 20, and you'd have all these skills for up to level 20, and
Yeah.
then you had like this hub where everyone was for Fellforge or Fellfire mode. I forget what it was called, but it was like Fell based, like Legion and stuff.
Yeah.
And you could choose to drop into certain zones, and then you would just level all the way to 60, and it was really crazy. It was like you would level like super fast. You were meant to like to get to level 60 in a single play session, and it was weird though. You had a lot of RNG involved and a lot of just crazy stuff. Because any gear you took, you just absolutely dropped all of it. Like in that mode, you had to drop all your gear. So
Really?
yeah, so
Oh.
it was a very fast paced mode,
Hmm.
and I ended up not sticking around for that one. I think because I just didn't have really any friends playing.
Yeah.
If I had had friends playing, I probably would have stuck around a little bit more. But that one is really loved by Ascension players. That particular mode, because it's kind of like a roguelike mode. I'm not sure if you've played any roguelikes, but roguelikes
Yeah.
are basically the way roguelikes work is that you have you're it's like an old school game where when you die you start from the beginning. But when you start from the beginning in a roguelike, you usually have unlocked something in your previous playthrough that'll help you in your next one. So that's what the Fellfire mode was.
So you
So
always take something with you.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So, in this case it would be like skills or something like gear you could bank. So sometimes I'd go out in like a farming run, like I'd get to 60 pretty quick, and I would just use really crappy gear just to farm for better gear so I could make my future runs better. So it's like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I really love the concept of each season adding some flavor, bringing something new to the table. Yeah, let's face it, World of Warcraft, like we've all played it forever, boring.
Yeah.
Like you do the same thing over and over again, you do the same daily,
Yeah.
and I love the idea of, hey, roll a new season, let's get at it. Now, is this the first season that had the RNG for these like skill abilities? I
No, it's not. So previous seasons, I believe they had this for at least I think 2 or 3 seasons. I didn't really play those seasons though. But I did watch McDoubles on YouTube, who's pretty excellent content creator for Project Ascension. Um, Basically, the way it worked is it was just like a casino. Like you just like you level up, and then the skills scroll across your screen, and then it locks onto one. And there was no real rules, I think, to it. I think there were some kind of rules, like for example, if you rolled Sinister Strike, it would increase your chance of getting things like Eviscerate, Slice and Dice, stuff that are like combo point spenders for Rogue. And it had some rules like that, but it didn't have the rules like it does now, where some skills are legendary, some skills are epic and rare and uncommon and stuff like that, and limited how much you could get of those skills. And you could actually individually roll skills. So if you got a skill you didn't like, you go to the NPC and you say, "Hey, I wanted like I think it was Scroll of Unlearning or something like that." You could just roll that specific skill. Whereas right now, the way it works is you roll for a new skill, then it gives you an option of 3 skills you already have to unlearn one of those. So it's like it was very very different in the past, and you could make.
So
Go ahead.
now I have a question. So and I guess this is a good time to tell you all that I have played very little of Project Ascension. I think I have several like level 8 characters or something, and that's nothing. Just learning the mechanics, if you will. Um, so is it randomly choose skills that you have to lose,
Yeah. So
or you can
whenever
choose any skill, huh?
So if you're at max level, you can
Uh
get
huh.
these things called Hands of Fate, and the
Uh huh.
Hands of Fate let you get new skills, but you're going to have to unlearn something to get those skills. So it presents you with skills first, and
Hmm.
then maybe you don't want any of the skills it presents you, so you don't have to learn it and you don't have to unlearn any skills. But the Hands of Fate let you for example, I think you can only get Chaos Bolt at level 60. So I hit level 60, I didn't get Chaos Bolt. So I've been using Hands of Fates to roll Chaos Bolt, but I haven't gotten it so far.
So I have been doing of a lot of research, and in Project Ascension, from what I understand from listening to Gospel and from other wonderful creators out there, research is king. Uh the chances of getting what you want,
Can be hard, yeah.
yeah, it's slim.
Yeah.
slim.
So they have something called like skill cards,
Mm-hmm.
like not the ones when you level up. You have individual cards that let you can use them at level 1, and it's like for example, if I had a Chaos Bolt card, I could use it at level 1, and it ensures that when I hit level 60, one of the 3 skills that pops up on my screen is going to be Chaos Bolt. I think you can use 2 normal ones and like 2 golden ones, I believe. So 4 skills total. Although I don't know how to get a golden one. I've never gotten a golden one before. So
You poor child.
I know, dude. I've just been playing a lot of Conquest of Azeroth mostly. That's where most of my time has been in.
So that's a good transition. Let's talk some conquest of Azeroth. So you have what, 6 level 30s now ish?
Yeah,
5?
something like that. I got a level 30 Son of Aragal, level
Mhm.
30 Tinker, level 30 Pyromancer now, which I haven't made that video yet, but I'm going to. Um, level 30 Ranger, level 30 Guardian. But I think that's on my level 30s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So I
5.
have one Knights of Zorath, and then I have like a level 24 Guardian, and boy, we're overlapping. I have like a level 18 Ranger. So we're chugging right along. We're super excited. As Gospel kind of in Tuesday News Day, he kind of expressed what Liquid had expressed. Was it Liquid? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, what I'm looking over at my private messages here. What Liquid had mentioned in the roadmap. And so I am super, super excited. Now we know what each phase is really about, what the purpose of each phase. So many people are complaining, this class is crazy, it's imbalanced, yada, yada, yada. And they really emphasize the yada.
Yeah.
But we know now, okay, phase 2 is all about figuring out the kit. It's not necessarily about balance, it's supposed about being fun, and it's supposed about making sure everything works. Phase 3, what's phase 3, Gospel?
Phase 3 is getting people to level 40. So the max level right now is 30, and then phase 3 will be level 40. And post 30 is when we get to actually choose skills and kind of
Mm-hmm.
like start, developing your build as to what kind of character you want your, like what kind of class you want your character to be, like what the
Personalization.
special, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
personalization, specialization in your class. I think there's some really interesting ones that I was kind of hoping for to see in this game, and I was really glad to see like light support. It's not like
Yeah.
super heavy support where it's like, oh, you're just healing people and buffing people, no, or like healing people and like protecting people, because that's typically what people think of when they think of like support.
Yeah.
But they definitely got creative with their support classes. For example, Guardian has a tree where it's just full of banners, and banners, what they do is when you place them down, they give a buff
Huh?
in a radius. And I think we don't have. I think we get like 1 banner right now for
Like the
like
old
up to,
shaman style in original WoW.
yeah, kind of like
Huh?
totems, but the banners they differ in what they do. They can give you like, I think, like haste or healing or damage reduction based on like as long as you're in that area, which I think really makes it more interesting because it's not around the guardian itself; it's in where he places the banner,
Huh?
and so you can have like a backline guardian, right, and frontline guardian giving different buffs.
Mhm.
Assuming you want to be like one of those banner buff guardian types. So it's really cool like how they've developed some of these classes, and then like also how they go around, uh, like even the just the straight DPS classes like Pyromancer. I did
Yeah.
that. I leveled that to 30 today, and without even reading the patch notes on it. Well, I did read it, but I didn't really like internalize. I didn't really think about it because I hadn't made a Pyromancer yet. There's 2 different play styles to DPSing as a Pyromancer. One is really close range, you're very vulnerable to melee, and the other one is from a distance and you're applying dots and doing damage. And but it's a little slower. It's not you don't hit as big. And so it's like you and that's dependent on 4 different skills. So 2 skills for melee range and 2 other skills for the long distance, kind of like kiting and destroying players that way. So it's really really interesting the way they've got things set up. I think it's extremely creative.
Let me share everybody with some messages that Gospel sent me over today about Pyromancer. The most powerful class I've played so far, at least to 30. It's so crazy. It's got CC, mobility, damage. It's wild. Like
Yeah.
like that's the messages. So let me ask you some questions. So in our Discord, Weird Gaming Adventure, you can find the link in the stream and the link if you're watching on YouTube in the description. We asked everybody what we should talk about. And I think one of the prominent thoughts is what we think is the most ready class, especially with phase 3 coming up. Once the classes are pretty much done, are close to being ready, phase 3 is coming.
Yeah.
So name the classes that you've played thus far that you think are the most ready.
Well, Pyromancer felt very ready.
You think so? Even
Yeah.
with it being as powerful as it is?
Oh yeah.
I guess the kits are working,
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from what I was reading in the patch notes and stuff, like
Yeah.
what Liquid has intended Pyromancer to be, I would say that he has achieved that. Because I think the idea was, if I read this correctly, let's see, Pyromancer, let me scroll up a little bit. He said, removed Melt, Burst, Burning Command, and Burning Spheres. These are skills that I didn't get to play with because I leveled my Pyromancer after he removed these.
They didn't make sense, either of those, from what I understood anyways. But go ahead.
He said, remove them from the core kit and reordered a bunch of spells. The goal here is to hone on 2 specific playstyles. Ignite/Slagstone or Fang/Breath. And that's actually exactly how I found myself playing the game. So before I even really that was a patch note from yesterday. That was after today's Thursday. So that's before Tuesday News Day or after Tuesday News Day. So I didn't even actually really read these notes yet, and that's exactly how I ended up playing the game. It is exactly as how he intended it. So that's pretty good design.
Sure.
And so I felt Pyromancer was really ready. I think Guardian is ready.
Yes.
Guardian it feels very ready for the next phase.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Tinker was pretty complete. I really enjoyed Tinker. Tinker was a lot of fun. And then what else?
I've played 7 classes, so I can't really add too much to the conversation. But I do believe that I don't see much negatives or more benefits to Knights of Zoroth. So I think that's just about there.
Yeah, those guys have been dominating in PvP. The Knight of Zoroth at level 30.
Mm-hmm. And everything's working properly, and what I believe to be natural in both PvE and PvP. And so, especially with some of the adjustments that they had recently made, Ranger
feels complete. It PvE wise, PvP damage is low, but I'm not too worried about it right now.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of survivability if you just run, so PvP, that's what you kind of always get with that type of class in MMOs. If someone comes up on you, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I guess everything's working, but I think at the end of the day, they might need, they're going to have to balance some things out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes in the next phase, because it is interesting. It's like I don't know, you get access to a ton of abilities, and I'm not sure if they're going to be level locked or I'm noticing when I look in the books for the classes, it says each skill takes a certain amount of ability essence. In which case, we could potentially have access to all the skills, but not be able to use them all at once. So maybe you get enough ability essence to get a few skills, and they don't actually level lock them. So you could actually have different paths for leveling your class. So I think that'll be interesting. Witch Doctor, I will say, is absolutely busted as a healer.
Oh, as a healer?
Oh yeah, I felt like if there was a Witch Doctor on the enemy team, you just can't kill anybody.
Oh, so like overpowered. But
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Like I had a Witch Doctor on my team earlier today, and I actually added him. His name was Wackadoo. But he was like, yeah, he was like, we were playing against him. He's just healing everybody. I was like, this sucks. Like, we couldn't kill anybody. And then I queued in with him on my team. And even though I'm like a squishy mage character, I was invincible because I had Wackadoo, the Witch Doctor, healing me with Serpent Beam.
If you had your guardian in there with him following you around, just forget about it.
Yeah, literally
Forget.
never die. Exactly.
So okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing how we can diversify. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to number 3. Obviously, they're going to continue to try to kit in phase 3. You know, that's going to be a priority. We're going to 40, we're going to see a little bit more of the world. Super excited as to see what we're going to be able to do there, and it's coming soon. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so what would you like? What would you like to see in the future of COA? And let me actually rephrase that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Say we get what we know we're getting in
Mm-hmm.
COA. Not what needs to be fixed, not what do you want to see in the future of Conquest of Azeroth?
Meaningful open world PvP outside of high risk mode. So
You were ready for that. Like
yeah, I
yeah.
thought about this legit today. I was like,
Hmm.
man, it's
Okay.
called Conquest of Azeroth. How cool would it be if you went on an actual conquest across the world? Like, how cool would that be? And that was my exact thought. I was like, man, they're really revamping these classes. What if they really amped the war between Horde and Alliance and really pushed that kind of gameplay in the world where you could take over zones.
Okay.
Maybe there's like new territory to like take over. I don't know. I was just thinking about it because like New World has it, other games have it, and World of
Most
Warcraft has
games have
never.
it nowadays. Mhm.
Yeah, World of Warcraft has never had that. I don't.
World of Warcraft is not a PvP based game, in my opinion. You know, there
Yeah,
is PvP, but it's not like a PvP priority in any way. It's never been actually. So I do believe that would be something that would be super nice. You know, we come from a Star Wars Galaxies background, especially at the beginning. The open world PvP in that was amazing. Never
yeah,
mind the battlegrounds, all of that. Battlegrounds are great, you know, for tactical fighting and stuff. But yes, give us some waves. Give us some Warhammer 40K style sieges.
yeah,
You know, mow, blow, and go. That would be great.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It would be cool if like there were like cities you could just take over as Horde or Alliance. Imagine Alliance owning Undercity for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't see how how that could be possible. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
would create such a gaming issue, a PvE issue. You know, so like it would be a PvE versus PvP clash on Discord.
It would
Like,
I mean
if you guys,
cuz you have like so you have the PvP modes and you have the PvE modes. Everyone starts out in PvE mode, right? Like you have to enable PvP. And then there's
sure.
two types of PvP, right? There's regular PvP where it's just like World of Warcraft PvP. Oh, you see someone who's PvP flagged, you can kill them. And then the high risk PvP where anyone who's high risk flagged, you kill them and you can take some of their loot. And if they haven't fell forged their gear, if they fell forged their gear, they don't drop that gear. You just get gold from their character. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But like, what if you just have cities that are controlled and they give like certain stat bonuses or something, some sort of bonus, maybe while you're in that area,
Huh?
or can y'all hear that? Okay, good, because it's someone is making tea and it was just whistling and I could just hear it and I was like, anyways, so yeah, so like certain stat bonuses maybe for being in that zone, or maybe certain stat bonuses to that whole entire faction. I don't know, just something that would be cool to fight over and own. Just some bonuses, maybe. I have no idea, but it something.
Well, yeah, and you know what? If you own a territory, like I love games that you if your class or your guild or something owns a territory and you get bonuses to you know to PvP to PvE, those are great. Hey, imagine just having a nonstop Onyxia style buff going off. You know, if you're uh while your class, your alliance, or your horde or something owning a territory.
Yeah,
Like, let's just hang out in this area for a little bit. And
yeah.
so,
Maybe it could even be like new abilities or something gained through owning certain types of territory or something. Maybe like a consumable that you can purchase using honor points or something. Like um, say you own, what is it called? The horde leveling place when you hit about 20, 15 to 20.
a horde leveling area.
Yeah. I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me right now.
Uh, by the
Uh,
water. What is the Terran Mail?
it's like you go up to Duratar and you take a left.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Oh man, it's so
oh,
Barons, the Barons.
Barons, my favorite, by the way.
My
That's a new
favorite.
conversation. Continue. Okay, well, we're gonna get there.
Raptorg, thank you. Raptor GG. Yeah, dude. The Barons. That's exactly what I'm thinking of is the Barons. Like imagine you get a buff for owning the Barons, or there's like a certain ability or something you can use because your faction holds the Barons.
That will give incentives for the noobs to PvP with
Yeah.
each other. You know,
Hmm.
learn early. Okay, this is a fun conversation. This is something that I asked on our YouTube channel, got a lot of interaction when it comes to. I asked everybody what their favorites uh, city town. What the hell are you calling that? God, my brain is not working now. What is wrong with us?
Capital City?
Capital cities. Okay. Um, Orgrimmar wins, followed by Stormwind. I say it's Thunderbluff. That's not a popular opinion. But I love the open area of Thunderbluff. I love the quests that are around there. The Barrens, so much fun around the Barrens. What's that little teepee area that's over by Thunderbluff? Camp something like the level 10 area. That's the most fun that you will have in the game in those areas. Killing the dinos, killing the lions. Oh
Oh,
my
I think
god.
I know what you're talking about. Is it okay? I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't really messed with playing a Taran before, so
You don't have to necessarily. I literally choose. I will go out of my way, run if I'm at like an undead horde or something. I hate the starting areas for horde. Hate it. I do not like Undercity. Like it's too closed in. You have to go across and wrap all around. No, I will go out of my way to get to those because that is where my nostalgia comes from. Is that area? So what's yours? What's your favorite capital city, and what's your favorite like place to grind in Quest?
probably. Yo, AMK, thank you for the 3 month subscription, my dude. Appreciate it, man. Um,
He's our favorite.
he is. My favorite city is probably either Stormwind or Undercity. I really like the setup and organization of those. They feel very simple to get around in, very clear cut.
Oh
Orgrimmar is very confusing in its
no!
design. Yeah, Orgrimmar sucks. People who vote Orgrimmar, they probably have like dyslexia or something. Because then it.
Undercity's no. You have Undercity's impossible to get around, dude.
No,
First of all, to get
Undercity
in,
is so cut out so nicely. You have like a
if
north
you're walking
wing.
into Undercity, you better take 2 or 3 minutes if you don't have a mount just to have to walk in there. It's ridiculous. Then you got to go down the stupid
That's the best part.
elevator.
It's so cool.
No.
It's the coolest city to access
Then
by
you got to
walking
go all
in.
around. You got to cross the stupid little river of boogers, and then go to this area to get to there, and then cross the river of boogers, and then go to this area. They don't have everything in one location. It's a pain in the ass.
But no, like I think Undercity is fun, but Stormwind is also really well done. I think it's not as confusing to get around in Stormwind. What I will say is like it's really cool entering Orgrimmar. The entrance to Orgrimmar is really cool.
Yeah, the main hub is super easy to get around in Orgrimmar. If you do have to go into like the shadow areas, that does suck. I'll say this. I'd say Orgrimmar is my second, Stormwind's my third. To this day, if I haven't played WoW for a long period of time, I have to check my map. Like inside the main area, it gets a little confusing after a little bit. You know, just at first.
Yeah.
Where am I in the shop? Am I turned around where the bank is? You know, to get to the griff and all that. So, but so yeah, least favorite I think is what's
the Night Elf.
Probably Undercity or Duratar, not or what's the neutral location? Darnassus. Blech.
Darnassus, yeah, that's the Night Elf one. Ironforge overall, super easy to navigate. Ironforge is super easy to navigate, and it's a really cool place.
Yes, you know what? It's super easy. You go in a circle and you cut right through. That's it. Yeah. You can cut right through. You can go in a circle. You don't have to zigzag.
It's the most. I think Ironforge might be the coolest looking one though, out of all of them, just because like, it's got the lava, you know, and it's got the shops, and it looks modern, sort of.
Oh yeah, it does have a Mines of Moria feel into it with a little bit of Shire in there too.
Yeah, gnomes and dwarves.
Gnomes and dwarves. Okay, so what's your favorite low level, like grinding location to quest?
Probably Westfall.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
Westfall. Okay.
Yeah, Westfall's cool. It doesn't feel frustrating. Barrens feels a little bit frustrating sometimes, but Westfall is probably the one I prefer.
What's frustrating about the Barrens to you, though?
Man, dude, just the quests, like locations, they're like up and down and up and down and up and down. Whereas Westfall, you start at the top and then you make your way down. It's like a nice little scene transition from Star Wars or something. I don't know. It's like you just clear everything from the top down, and you don't really backtrack up unless you're turning in a quest. Whereas like you start off in the middle of the Barrens, and then you go up and you go down and you go up and you go down. It's annoying. And left and right.
Yeah, you're right. I'll agree with that. You know, I will say this though. You do start, lower, and then you start in the middle, then you go low, and then you go up. So I don't necessarily like the mining area over there. Goblins suck.
Yeah.
Goblins suck.
One thing I'll never understand is how, dude, I will never understand how this is the weirdest thing ever. I think this is the weirdest thing in our society with cancel culture and everything. How Blizzard got away with making goblins stereotypical Jewish people.
Of course they're handling our money.
Dude, like, they have huge noses. They're talking about money all the time. They're super greedy. They have that whiny voice. I'm like, oh my God. How did Blizzard get away with that? How did they get away? I am amazed with Blizzard having to like get canceled over sexual harassment. They've been picking on they've been having this Jewish stereotype in their game, the worst kind in their game since forever. And I'm like, how does no one cancel them? How does no one calling them anti-Semitic right off the bat? Like, it doesn't bother me. I think it's funny, but it's like, wow, how has that gone on for so long? I mean, comedians are getting canceled for jokes about whatever. And here we have this entire race of goblin Jews. I'm just like, what the hell?
So let's take 2 minutes there. Time out. If you guys don't want to hear, if you want to go back to gaming, give us 2 minutes. Fast forward if it's on YouTube or something. Have you seen the new Dave Chappelle?
I have.
Netflix, Comedy Central? Okay. Okay. Like I said, everybody, time out. Like this is opinion based. What do you think?
I thought it was hilarious, dude.
It's hilarious.
I
Okay.
can't believe they're trying to cancel him for jokes.
Now, what do you think about everybody walking out in Netflix?
They need to get a sense of humor. Jokes are just jokes.
Yeah.
I don't think he
knew what he was doing, by the way.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, but I don't think
this is like pulling the fire alarm in the last day of school type of thing.
Yeah, I remember that whole deal with Daphne, and how so many people were blaming him when that happened, when Daphne killed herself. And I'm like, man, she wrote a super nice tweet about him, you know, and I really thought, like, the spoilers for anyone watching, if you haven't seen the Dave Chappelle special, I highly suggest watching it. She wrote a really nice tweet about him, and he had a really nice story about her, and I thought it was extremely funny. It was hilarious, and I like the analogy made to, like, the tribal, the way things are getting tribal, and how Daphne was part of the comedian tribe, and I thought that was good. So it was just like, man, I really wish people weren't going after Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite comedians.
Don't care. He don't care.
He does not care, dude. He just
wants it. He literally said, "Hey, he's taking a break. This is a timeout." He pulled that fire alarm on the last day of school, gave the middle finger, and said, "I'll see you guys later."
Yeah, but what I'm really surprised to see is Netflix defending him, like coming to his defense. Really,
everybody knows what you're going to get. I mean, yes, maybe he pushed the envelope a little more, but you know, there's the envelope is literally right in his hands. You know what you're getting. So if you're tuning in, it's because you want that. So,
yeah,
chill out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so you know, if there's something offensive, I just don't watch it if it offends me. You know what I mean? I don't demand they lose their jobs. One of my favorite stand-up skits he has done is man rape. That's what AMK said. Yeah, dude, I just thought it was just a great comedy special overall. I like what he said about DaBaby's career, where, like, he murdered a dude in Walmart or whatever, and it didn't affect his career at all. But then he said some, like, homophobic stuff, and, like, it ended his career. So he's like, you could kill a black man in the store, your career's fine, but you hurt a gay people's feelings, it's over for you.
For you. So I did an interview with the creators of Sierra Online, Roberta and Ken Williams. And so I had mentioned that because Roberta's writing a book, and I interviewed her for my website, adventuregamers.com. But I told her, or we were talking about, she was literally asking me what my thoughts was on female protagonists. She asked me the question. She asked me the question. And I said, well, and then everybody, like, who especially watches or reads a lot of my columns and stuff over there, I'm an avid book reader. Are we good?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, I thought we were freezing up there. And so I said, well, I choose to, I like to read a protagonist that I can relate to. So I prefer to read a protagonist that is a male, because when I'm reading a book, I want to say, hey, this could happen to me. I'm stepping out of this crazy world that I'm living in right now, and I'm stepping into a crazy world where something could happen. Oh my God. It went absolutely insane. People were pissed.
That you said that?
That I said that, yes. You can't relate to women? Oh, well, no. No. I love those. I love those people. They're fantastic. Like, but no, I cannot relate to women. But yeah, it went nuts, and
people tried to cancel you over it.
Well, there was blogs that were written about it, and So yeah, that was kind of like my old YouTube channel too. There were some things I had to make some adjustments on some of that, and
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't
yeah,
know
she had to
that.
defend me. Yeah, she had to, and you've got to remember, this is a literally she's worth $740 million. This is a classy lady, and people were she was going after they were going after her for defending me. You know,
Did she make her fortune on adventure games?
well, she's a Korean. Well, she they made Sierra. You know, Sierra Online, all of the
Is that the
King's Quest
company?
games, Half-Life.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, that's why there was so much. I see. Yeah. That's
Yeah, and
crazy.
they sold to Activision,
Hmm.
and subsequently that went downtown, went down the drain. I guess. I guess.
Yeah, dude, that's so wild that they tried to cancel you over that,
He asked me a question, and I like, oh no,
and you
I
answered honestly.
give me all of those female books. You know what else I can't relate to? Lawyers. Don't read lawyer books.
Yeah, nah, I just don't understand lawyers. I don't read about lawyers, dude.
Yeah, but
That is absolutely wild. You know, that's another thing I thought about. So, you know, Blizzard has had this whole sexual harassment, cubicle crawl nonsense going on, right?
yeah,
And they started replacing in-game items like with pictures of, like, it was a woman who's got some cleavage showing. It's a painting. You wouldn't
ain't no
even
more.
literally notice it, right? Because you're just like walking by, I don't know, Undercity or wherever the hell this is, Blood Elf area, and they just
Yeah.
replace the picture with fruit and all this other stuff. But no one has talked about Blizzard's writing of female characters in their story, because they're all, and I do mean all, they're all batshit crazy. They have poor emotional control and impulse control. They always go nuts and berserk and do stupid shit. It's like they start wars because they're pissed off. It's like Blizzard's ability to write women is just like angry females nonstop. Tyrande like got like fucked over in Battle for Azeroth or something, or was it Legion? I can't remember. She started a whole war off that and turned on the Alliance. Jaina goes berserk. Sylvanas goes berserk. It's like every single female character Blizzard writes is like angry and goes berserk and starts a war.
Ain't happening. It's
Yeah.
just not happening. So now there's no more green skins. There's no green skin reference now. You're not going to have World of Warcraft pretty soon. Like
Oh yeah.
it's getting silly. I hope Conquest of Azeroth. I hope all that. I hope they stay true. And
Yeah.
hey, Blizzard, they're doing everything they can to fix their PR mess. That's
Yeah.
their PR mess, okay? Like I they have to be sensational in how they handle their mess.
It doesn't seem
COA,
like
Ascension, they don't have to be sensational in how they handle it. Any
yeah.
reasonable person knows what's going on. And if you're not reasonable, well, screw you.
If you're not reasonable, you think removing paintings of women in game will fix the problem.
You got a problem with boobs?
Yeah.
Like, is that what it is? Like, what is it? Like,
Have you seen that one clip? This guy, I don't know, he's like some sports analyst guy, and he was on CNN, and they were asking him about something. He's like, what do you believe? He's like, I only believe in two things. I think he said the Constitution and boobs. And, and the CNN anchors just went berserk when he said it, because he's like, yeah, there's only two things that haven't let me down in life: the Constitution and boobs. That's what I believe in. And I was just like, that's hilarious. And they just the anchor just went nuts. Like,
of all,
excuse me, did you say boobs?
first of all, that's horse crap, because I can guarantee you that if you've been around enough boobs, they've let you down. Whether you did something to screw yourself up or they did, like they let you down, man. Like maybe you haven't been around enough boobs.
Man, my eye is itching. But yeah, so that was
Okay.
that was a fun talk.
That was a fun talk. Let's just keep going here a little bit. So you want to just go right into our top five?
Yes.
And this could be fun and kind of in some ways goes along with what we're talking about. You want to tell them what we're gonna do our top 5 of this week?
Yes. Top 5 like hacks or exploits that have affected games you play.
Or people who have hacked or
Yeah.
exploited or fraudulent those type of things as well.
Yeah.
You want to go first or me?
You can go
And by
first.
the way, well, first of all, let AMK is killing it in the chat. I
Yeah.
100% want Blizzard to fail. I do too. I'm just tired. I'm tired. Like, just get rid of WoW. Keep COA. Keep Ascension. But don't get rid of like the Heroes of the Storm and some of those other things because they're still good. I like them.
Yeah, they're good. They don't put the money into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go first, man.
Okay. So number one person that no top 5 AMK. Thanks for exploiting on Resto 3. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So number 5 is when I was playing Arcage back in the day. So land was limited in Arcage,
Yeah.
and it was important to own land because you could grow crops, drop houses, and so on and so forth. And more specifically, it was really important to own land on this island called Friedek. It was in the middle of the ocean, literally smack dab in the middle between the 3 continents. And the reason it was important to own land there is because you could drop trade packs off and then turn those trade packs into a vendor there, and you got
Dangerous place, guys.
extra money. And then owning a house there let you portal there. So owning a house there was a big deal. Well, day one of Arcade release, Forcer, who was actually in my Resto 3 guild and ended up getting banned for duping, told me he wasn't going to exploit anymore, but I played with him in Arcade, and day one, he had a house on Friedek because his character was flying.
How?
How? Through
Yeah.
hacks and poor Korean programming.
Yeah, but like, how did he expect to get away with it, though?
Oh, he
Or
did get
he
away
not?
with it. Yeah, he got away with it. Yeah, we ended up owning the house eventually because he quit the game, and so he transferred ownership to me or one of my buddies. I can't remember. And so we
Huh.
ended up owning the house until they got rid of housing on Friedek. So that was patched out, not by anything else. So yeah,
So what he did was he found a loophole, essentially, or was it legal? Or
no,
like, how did he not get
it's
in trouble?
it's legal to own a house on Friedek, but he was able to get a house before anyone else because he
So
didn't have to buy a boat and swim over there. He
didn't have to do the whole train
just
crawl and hope not to get ganked along the way and all that.
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
shout outs to Forcer who keeps exploiting in every game he plays.
but apparently he doesn't get busted. So who's stopping
He
it?
got busted on Resto pretty quick. It was pretty great.
It's pretty great. Is that how like all your guild got to be like server first?
No. No, they got banned. I told Jar Jar, I said, hey, if anyone's exploiting, let me know and I'll boot him from the guild. And he's like, okay. And that was like the first week they found a dupe on Resto and banned all the dupers really quickly.
Yeah, they were looking now. Everyone in CIA, like they're looking now. Like if the gospel said, be on the lookout. So like they were on the lookout. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is that dude, that streamer
Mm-hmm.
who pretended to be in a wheelchair? Like pretended to be
Oh,
like
I remember that there was a wheelchair streamer that faked it, right? And he was getting like
fake
donations.
being in a wheelchair. He done messed up because he thought the webcam was off. He just jumped up and like walked away. His girlfriend like quickly tried to like push the webcam down and everything, and yeah, it was fantastic. He actually made quite a bit of cash for being not really successful. He got all sorts of sponsorships and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because of that. Wonderful dupe, by the way. Absolutely wonderful dupe. That's a real life dupe right there. That's magic.
Imagine
Until your magic got caught. You know?
Imagine getting like sponsored to advertise like these like electric wheelchairs or something where you get around on because you're faking being in a wheelchair and you're making like that Zillion OP was the streamer. Oh
Okay.
man. Yeah, Sir Puck, we're talking about our like favorite or top 5 like exploiters, hackers, etc., cheaters who game the system and either got caught or maybe didn't get caught.
I'm in the process of making a video pretending like I'm him, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Actually, I can't wait
I
to
think,
see that.
I
That'll
think
be
it's funny
great.
so far.
That'll be
All right.
excellent.
Next.
Next would be my buddy Chris, who I'm going to his wedding in December.
I like how you said my buddy Chris, because you're not gonna
Oh,
like
dude,
actually
he's a
name
notorious
names,
cheater, dude. He's a
Yeah.
notorious cheater. He was duping on Basilisk, but that's not what we're going to talk about. He did the best advertising for hacks in League of Legends. Okay, so it's not a hack. What it is it's a bot that plays the game for you mechanically. So you are still playing the game, but then you'll like hold spacebar and then the bot starts attacking people and playing perfectly. So like dodging skill shots, right? So dodging abilities and what they call orb walking, which is attacking and in between your attack speed you move so that you can kite better because you have to stand still to attack. And he was playing a character called Cassiopeia, which is known for orb, like being one of the few mages that has to orb walk because her E ability, which is her third ability, is this fang that like shoots out pretty quickly, but the cooldown resets if they're poisoned, and you have 2 different kinds of poison. So he was literally, all you saw on the screen was his character walking one way, not even turning around to attack because the bot was so fast and it's literally inhuman to move like that. And
Jumping backwards, like
yeah, and so he was using this bot in the high level ranked against like pro players. And he was playing against Nightblue, who's also a big Twitch streamer. and Nightblue was streaming at the time, and he saw my buddy Chris playing Cassiopeia, and my buddy Chris, the bot just destroyed Nightblue, didn't give him a chance, just absolutely wrecked him, and it became a clip on Twitch. He's like, "Did you see that? That's a botter." Like Nightblue called it out because he knew, you know, he's a very high level player. And then it went viral on YouTube, and my buddy Chris didn't get banned for quite some time, and then Riot started cracking down on that kind of gameplay. But yeah, it was insane. It was absolutely hilarious. That character was super obvious to do it on. Sometimes it's not the most obvious thing, but that character, because of the way how fast the bot can work and what is actually possible with the character is unreal. So it was.
Why do you need to do that? Is it just to try it? I mean, why? And if you're gonna do it, why not do it to where it's like somewhat passable?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, like if you're gonna cheat on a test, are you gonna get a hundo? Are you gonna like miss one answer?
I think it's like if you're. I think it's because you're a troll deep down, which Chris is. But now he doesn't even cheat anymore. So he just plays the game regularly, and he actually does pretty all right. But he used to cheat all the time.
It's kind of like what I always say about, you know, business or something. You know, the old expression, fake it till you make it. Hey, you could, like, any type of friendship or anything, you got to go in with this big personality. You got to do all of that until, like, it's easy for you. You know, like, cheat until you win. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Serpok has a really interesting comment. Said the hacks nowadays are unreal. I think I mentioned it before, but the alt PC using a capture card and a AI learning system running, playing and learning for you. What the? That's crazy.
Thinking Skynet. Come on.
We're training the AI to replace human players.
So I guess my next one is going to be something that I guess pisses people off. Not necessarily a cheat, but people hate it. But I absolutely love it. The old dolphin diving. Okay, you know what dolphin diving is, right? Like,
Never heard of it.
okay, you ever played like Battlefield or anything like that?
Yes.
So anything that people consider like unnatural real life military movement or
Hmm.
something, I guess that would be considered. So back in the day when I was heavily into to Battlefield, it was Battlefield 2 when I was
I played
a
the hell out of that
Nino.
game.
Yes, I was when I was a little Nino. So you would like run and you to get achievements you need to like knife a bunch of people. So you would like jump in the air, dive, and then like knife them.
I remember
You
doing
know?
that.
Yeah. So that's considered dolphin diving. And so
Yeah.
you would get like dumped from servers and all of that because like the server rules were no dolphin diving. To me, I think that if if a function is legal, screw you, I'm going to play that way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so that would be my second
I
for
mean,
different
you have to like be up close enough for them to knife you in the first place. Because
right.
I
And
remember practicing that by going on knife only servers.
right. And you know that's a skill.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is.
gaming skill. Like we're not playing like it's not reality, you know. And so I think that that's just stupid. And so
Yeah, there are some cases where things are legal, but it just kills the competitive nature. I don't think dolphin diving is one of them. But if you watch the fighting game community, every once in a while
keeping.
it's very hard, but there will be characters that are just so OP broken in certain fighting games that they ban them.
I feel that way about like Street Fighter. You know how if you just read the same move over and over and over again, there's no skill to it. Like let's just play the game. You know what I mean? And so
Spammers.
we call this cheaping. Bloop 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 bloop. I don't get. I don't get. I don't get.
Oh,
Just come on.
dude, it's the worst with what's his face? Not Dulcine, but the guy who's like
Honda.
tall. No,
Oh,
he,
Goblin.
what's
Or
that?
Blanca.
No, not Blanca. It's the worst with in Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's the tall guy. He almost looks like a Muay Thai fighter. He's got an eye patch. What's
Oh
his
yeah.
name?
Saget. Saget.
Yeah,
Saget.
Sagat.
Not.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Just be
got
careful there.
yeah. He's got that tiger fire move or whatever. That's
Yeah.
very very spammable. Very very
Yeah.
effective tactic on that guy. Yeah. So
All right, let's finish these up. We're gonna have to go a little bit faster.
all right. Is this the place to confess old gaming sins? Go ahead, dude. Speaking of gaming sins, number 3 for me was myself. Thank you very much. But
You're proud.
I used to cheat my ass off in the NGE back in the day, like when SOE was live, because why not? Like,
Why not?
I hated the game at that point. They got rid of
Sony.
my precious combat upgrade for the new game experience or whatever, and that sucked, and I was pissed off. So I would just exploit everything I could, including
Hmm.
speed hacking. And I remember I looted an SBD, a super battle droid, and took its weapon as a smuggler. And then I did an AOE in Restus and killed like 20 players at once. That got me banned for a week.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's what we're talking about. Just if you're a troll at heart, if you want to watch something burn, like you wanted to watch the server burn, like catch me if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see that you're making a statement there. And so, all right, we're gonna go next with like the age old like wall hacking. There's nothing more frustrating, like truly, I mean this to my very core. There's nothing more frustrating, especially back then when things were so slow and you had to be meticulous and skilled and like creep around a corner and look out, you know, and like Counter Strike and everything, than someone who could freaking see and shoot through walls.
Yeah.
Like that is like can you think of a more damaging ability than to do that? And
Yeah.
did you do that?
Yeah, there's actually games now that have incorporated wall hacking into a gameplay system. So basically, like certain characters or abilities allow you to see through walls for a period of time.
Can you shoot through walls? I mean,
You can shoot through some walls, not all
bending
walls.
bullets, bull crap.
Yeah. I think Overwatch has a character named Widowmaker that can see through walls, I think. And
So
then
we're talking difference, though. Go ahead, keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah, but that's something developers have seemed to incorporate into FPS games as like an ability that isn't permanent, right? Because that'd be OP. But like you can use it situationally if you think like an enemy is nearby or something, or you have a chance to get the jump on someone. So you have to kind of use it wisely.
Yeah, and I can see how to do that as like a skill if you're not trying to be a serious style, you know. But if the mechanics of the game is no, you have to walk around a steel wall,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
But
then
it's very broken in Counter-Strike, especially like 1.6 and Source back in the day.
gosh.
That was very broken.
Yeah, and then back in the day too, you can make the bombs. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we'll just never mind.
I got
We'll leave
you.
that.
I got
Go
you.
for it. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. Another subscribe to Weird Gaming Adventure. Help us out.
Learn how to cheat, everybody.
Yeah. Next video. So Gospel here with Weird Gaming Adventure, and I'm going to teach you this New World dupe.
If you don't learn how to dupe by subscribing, I'm gonna lose more hair, guys. Don't do that to me.
Actually, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the two big exploits that just happened in New World. One was the authoritative client that the game has, where you could play the game in windowed mode, and if you clicked on the top bar of the window, and then you dragged it around and you just held on to it, it would make your character invulnerable in game, and you could suspend yourself in the air, which was a problem for territory wars because the way it works is it's like King of the Hill. You got to capture the point and stay on it. So people would get on the hill, the point, and then like play in window mode and then just be invulnerable and unmovable. And so that was a big exploit, and they fixed that pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
But then today, server transfers, they enabled server transfers because the population has lost like 80% of its players already from the peak.
I did not know that. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. It's already lost like 80%. I mean, sometimes I guess it's like 50% if you're looking at the weekend, but I'm imagining it's going to lose even more now because today they enabled transfers, and there was a bug with server transfers where you can just dupe gold. And so people are literally sending out massive amounts of gold to where people are gold capped in game. They're just mailing random players. They're just mailing everybody as much gold as possible. It's like me, right? I just want to see the world burn.
That seems like an obvious oversight, though.
It seems
For
like a huge
tech
oversight.
company, you would think that they would have kind of seen that mistake happening.
Yes. And then Fapalapa brings up another good point. People were abusing mass report system to ban their opponents in PvP New World 2. So New World, Amazon claims they have people watching the moderation system. So no one who isn't getting is getting banned. No one is getting banned that doesn't deserve it. Is what they claim. But it turns out there actually is an automated system. If you mass report people, you will just get banned for 24 hours. And so people are doing that.
Sure.
Yeah, people are doing that in PvP, like banning guild leaders so that they can't organize well and all this other stuff. They're just mass reporting. And so in New World is yeah, and that's still going on actually. So
it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. It's just, man, this is not a good precedent for a $1 trillion company game. So
yeah, man, it's in everything, but seems like they okay. You have enough staff, you have enough due diligence, quality managers, people to say, okay, what could happen? Let's bring some hackers, some cheaters on the staff. Let's ask them some questions. What could happen? Okay, well, yeah, that seems right. We're not going to use a flag system. But if we spam crap loads well, then it must be real. So we're gonna automatically, okay, anybody could think like that. Like anybody who has any level of understanding of how coding works, or just any dicks, you know, like it doesn't take a long time to figure out how things work.
Yeah.
How did they not have that foresight?
I have no idea. It's remarkable. You know, they did hire John Smedley. So
Well, okay, there you go. Answer.
John Smedley works on the Amazon Game Development Studio team. Although I think I've seen it denied that he works for New World, but it's like they're not making any other games.
What else are
So
you doing over there, my friend? That's a
yeah,
big name, guys.
I
That's
think I think John Smedley's reputation is so bad that they won't ever admit that he was working on New World when he's really working on New World. You know, so yeah.
well, so Serpoc has a lot of stuff here. Do you want to read
Yeah,
a couple of those, and
sure.
then I'll give my last one.
My number one, and like the old time, I was bad in Diablo 2. I used to PvP hardcore on Battle.net all the time and needed new characters. So I told people there was a guide cheat where you can see the items if you do this command /DND// guide semicolon unlock semicolon act 1 semicolon star //bnet/account colon your account name /password your account password /1. So everyone was like, all right, dumbass, I'm not doing that in this game. So I would make a private game and try. Here throws down some high runes on unique easy. So it was social engineering basically, because I would have to talk to them into putting their real account name and password and go back and forth. So once they put the real one in, I messaged people the D&D. The first command was do not disturb. So I could see that message with their real account name and password, login, change, email, password, boom. Mine. Now I had all sorts of high level gear and hardcore players to go without fear into PvP. I was bad. I remember people's friends messaging me. Wow. Social engineering to get people's account passwords. Damn.
Fraud. This guy
Yeah.
just admitted to fraud. Oh boy. Yeah. I hope you didn't use anything bad on that. So we know who to watch out for now.
Yeah.
Okay. If we ever have any questions as to how to get around something, we'll call Serpoc.
Yeah.
My last one again, kind of like my second one, not necessarily an exploit, but it's certainly something that's frowned upon or really happy people are really happy to do. Spawn camping.
Oh.
Uh, okay.
I think spawn camping is a result of poor game design.
Okay, so the poor game design, regardless, it's not illegal.
Yeah,
It's not illegal. It's maddening.
it is.
There has been times, and I'm on the other side of spawn camping. Like, I, I would rather win without an asterisk. I'd rather like my stats look bad than be padded because people are mad at me for spawn camping. There's been times where I was so angry that I was trying to pull my own hair out, and I was mad that I couldn't pull my hair out. Like, it's so frustrating when someone's like, you die, they know where your res spot is, and dink, and it's just everyone sets up at a res spot. Dink, dink, dink. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, the worst. It's the worst.
Uh, I remember there was like a Call of Duty game sometime in the past where the spawn points were really set in stone, and
Yeah.
I remember seeing this video where there was a 1v1. The guy got the first kill and then proceeded to get every kill, just spawn camped every time, knew exactly where the guy was going to spawn, just shot right there where he's spawning every time. And I was like, wow, that doesn't look fun at all.
Well, at least he's sniping or shooting from afar. The worst is like when there's pretty much static. Like you get like maybe 6 or 7 in some, especially the older games, like res spots where you spawn, and they have like the whole team. Once you get started getting someone, you have a whole team like set up. It's like it ends up being a race to those spots.
Yeah.
and it's just the game is trash at that point.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's my last. And so fun.
Yeah. The I had one last thing I wanted to say. What was I thinking? Mm, I can't remember. There was one last one I wanted to talk about, but I cannot think of it for the life of me now. That's annoying. Let's see.
Man, you suck, Pip.
Yeah. Spawn camping is unethical. Yeah, Sir Puck. Unethical. What was it?
Should have been prevented.
Man, I was actually surprised how many exploits we got through today. There's like so much more we could even talk about.
For
Uh,
27 minutes on that subject. It didn't
yeah,
feel like it was 27 minutes on
yeah,
just the exploits.
yeah. I mean, there's so many out there.
I
It's
mean, there's
just
10 total that we went over, 2.7 minutes a time. It's not too bad.
just
Well,
SWG alone. Oh, you remember the controversy during live of fight clubbing? You remember how big of a deal that was back in the day?
okay, yes, and I disagreed with it at first until it was just a like I disagreed with it when it was just to build up your Jedi, to build up your PvP score. But when it became like a group event, that was super cool. That was, you know what I mean? Like once it
Yeah,
got past all of that and just like the best PvP players going toe to toe in a circle,
yeah.
that's super badass. And
Yeah, it
so,
was kind of cool. Like it's a very unique system you've never seen in another video game ever. And so yeah, that is very true. But do you remember the outrage cuz we played on Loca? Do you remember the outrage people had over Fight Clubbing? How pissed people were and you were
yeah.
like some people treated you like a second class citizen if you were a fight clubber. Like people just would spit would not would you they would spit on you if you were on fire because you were a fight clubber. Like that was hilarious.
And because role playing is Star Wars Galaxies is a huge role playing type of game too. People
Yeah.
wanted to be as serious as they could as in many of the cases, you know. So like I was like that, especially at first, even with my own guild members who were trying to do that. But eventually, I joined in when it became just, hey, Friday night fight club, dude, round in circle, just your it's your turn, see who wins.
Kill
And there
these
would
21 bounty hunters real quick.
what's that?
I said kill these 21 bounty hunters real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, remember it was like it was back when dueling would take like 15, 20 minutes too.
Yeah.
And so it was a huge event. Like it was a huge like PvP event, like especially early on for the like the early Jedis and everything. Once it became okay, like a fencer duel, all the time, then I was in. Those are the days when I was good, good at PvP.
Yeah. It
And
was kind
so,
of cool. It looked cool. Like I remember Hela's filmed like a fight club like on the roof
uh-huh.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm reporting this." And then it went on the forums and they banned the fight clubbers and they unbanned them and then said it was legal to do and yeah,
So it was legal to do.
it was a big mess though on the forums.
Yeah.
I
It
remember.
certainly was duping the system,
Yeah.
because for those who haven't played SWG, which most of you probably have who are watching this, you would get essentially points for just to make it simple. Well, we'll call it PvP points for kills, that type of a thing. And so people were doing it just to get high amount of points or to increase their Jedi. But what I'm talking about is it became a just a club, like a thing where everybody just hung out and people PvP'd, dueled together in an organized ring type of thing. So
Yeah. And it gave your Jedi like a bunch of different bonuses. That's why people hated it because it was supposed to be something you gain through natural PvP, but they were
you had
just
to
like
hide.
lining up bounty hunters and then just slaughtering them for max XP in a single night was something that would have taken you weeks to do.
Yeah, especially when you were supposed to be hiding. If people saw you, you were getting hit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And so you lose a box early on the day. Well, gospel, we got to start packing this one up. Going a
yeah,
little long, but it was a fun episode.
for
I
sure.
just want to, first of all, before we start saying our goodbyes, I want to say our thank yous for all of the support, for all of our Star Wars Galaxies friends, our MMO friends in general. We love you, man. We really do, and I'm so glad to have once again Gospel on board. It's a good combination, you and I, and people seem to like it. Thank you,
Yeah.
people.
Yes, thank you. And I'm glad to be here. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Yes, Gospel is going to start streaming on YouTube.
Yes.
On this channel. So I'm not going to say exactly when or anything. I'm sure Gospel will start making some announcements. Just got a few things to clean up a little bit, a little housekeeping on the tubes before that can get started. But be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, because
How do you
it's
be on the lookout though? You gotta subscribe.
yeah, you got to subscribe to the YouTube if you're not already. I'm pretty sure you guys are though, but I'll just drop the link again in case y'all are not. But I'm pretty sure y'all
Our
are.
weekly these videos, I'm looking at the analytics, and you have access to the analytics now.
Hmm.
They bring in the most ratio of subscribers to viewers. So each video brings in like 7 to 8 subscribers on YouTube. So we're picking up that's a handsome little chunk each week based off maybe 200 or 300 YouTube views, and so
Yeah,
not too shabby.
yeah, it's not too
Thank you.
bad. I think as soon as we get the next phase for Conquest of Azeroth, we'll get another spike probably.
Coming soon.
Yep.
I can't say that it's coming soon. So I won't.
Yeah, it's definitely not coming soon at
It's
all.
probably not coming soon.
Yeah, it's definitely not coming soon at all.
It's definitely not coming soon.
Yeah.
Like, but I didn't say that. I didn't say it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking because we like relationships, people.
Yeah.
All right, take us out of here before like we get kicked out of here.
All right. Well, this is Joshua with Weird Gaming Adventure, and I'm Gospel with Weird Gaming Adventure, and we shall see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.